How Russia beat the US for second time in space. This Tuesday, actor Yulia Peresild and director Klim Sipenko traveled to International Space Station in a Soyuz MS-19 aircraft to film about 35 to 40 minutes of footage from the movie titled Voyage or The Challenge. 60 years after the Soviet Union beat its rival superpower United States to become the first state to send a human into space, its successor Russia has trumped the US in another kind of space race, shooting the first feature film in orbit. This Tuesday, actor Yulia Peresild and director Klim Sipenko traveled to International Space Station in a Soyuz MS-19 aircraft to film about 35 to 40 minutes of footage from the movie titled Voyage or The Challenge. With them, the veteran cosmonaut Anton Shkaplerov. Barring a minor hiccup related to the automatic docking system, the flight was an all-round success. Peresild and Sipenko will spend a total of 12 days in International Space Station. Reports from the last year had claimed that Hollywood star Tom Cruise, known for his death-defying stunts in Mission Impossible movies, had been approached to make a movie in space. Doug Liman, who has directed Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow and American Made, was going to direct the film, with NASA and Elon Musk SpaceX also involved in the production. Later that year, then NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine had confirmed the news to US news agency Associated Press. Says SpaceX will deliver Cruise and the crew to ISS. What is the Russian film about? Voyage is about a cosmonaut who loses consciousness after being hit by space debris in the middle of a space flight. His condition does not allow him to return to Earth. A surgeon is flown to the International Space Station to operate on him in zero gravity. Sipenko has also co-written the screenplay with Bakur Vakurajait. Russian space agency Roscosmos, state television channel 1 and the studio Yellow, Black and White are behind the project. What is the reason behind making the film in space? Realism argument can be given to explain why a significant portion of the movie is being shot in space. But in this day and age, visual effects artists armed with nothing more than blue or green screens and computers can make a sound stage looks like Mars or Middle Earth or anything else one wishes. Photorealism in the film medium has been achieved to the point it is near impossible to tell the difference between the real thing and the visual effect. For instance, in Alfonso Cuarón's 2013 acclaimed science fiction thriller Gravity, every shot featuring space or celestial objects was built using computer-generated imagery. In fact, visual effects supervisor Tim Weber said the film was 80% CGI. The film was still praised for its realism and went on to win 7 Oscars, one of them for cinematography. Roscosmos head Dmitry Rogozin explained the real reason behind the project: national pride. A major figure behind the film, he said his purpose was to glorify the country's space capabilities. Associated Press quoted him as saying, "We have been pioneers in space and maintained a confident position. Such missions that help advertise our achievements and space exploration in general are great for the country." He added, "I expect the project to help draw attention to our space program to the cosmonaut profession. We need a better visualization of space in research. Space deserves being shown in a more professional, artful way." What were the challenges faced by the cast and crew? Traveling through space requires considerable physical and mental fitness. Both Peresild and Sipenko described the preparation of training before the space flight as grueling, but added that the end result was ultimately worth all the toil. Peresild told reporters in a press conference, "We worked really hard and we really tired. Even though we stay in good spirits and smile, it was physiologically, physically and morally hard. But I think that once we achieve the goal, all that will seem not so difficult and we will remember it with a smile." Of course, we couldn't make many things at the first try and sometimes even at a third attempt, but it's normal, said Sipenko. What's up on with Tom Cruise space movie? AP reports that as per SpaceX representatives, producer PJ Van Sandwick contacted Lehman to ask if he wanted to film a movie in space. In January, Lehman had told the news agency, "There's just a lot of technical stuff that we are figuring out. It's really exciting because when you make a film with Tom Cruise, you have to put stuff on the screen that's no one ever seen before. There are no plot and other casting details available as yet. Currently, Cruise is busy with post-production of the 7th Mission Impossible movie and Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to his 1986 action hit. Both big-budgeted studio movies may keep him occupied with their promotion for at least a year. Thus, it might be a while before he is free to film in space and the US catches up with Russia in this particular domain. Thank you.